What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another quick little video. Today I'm going to be showing my current 2025 lawn care setup for the 2025 mowing season. Started yesterday, knocked out 15 yards. Today rained really fast. It was coming down like crazy, so pushed all my clients into tomorrow, although I probably could go out and at least knock out half of them if I was picky about what yards to mow, but pushed them in tomorrow, so that just means I'll work, what's today? Tuesday, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Not a big deal. Definitely have to get it done before the weekend because it's supposed to pour over the weekend. So definitely need to knock that out, but enough yapping. Let's get into what I'm rolling with for the season. All right, we'll start front to back. We've got the 2011 Ford F-250 Super Duty. It's got, I think it's a giant 6.7 gas burner motor. It's pretty good for what I paid for it. Giant ranch hand bumper. Got it wrapped with all the stuff, all the Yard Dog logos and everything looking nice. QR code works. We got Annie right there repping a beach hat, all the stuff you need to know about the brand on the back, and then this wrap is mirrored on that side as well. So that's the truck. Pretty good so far. This is 16-foot extreme utility trailer, tandem axle, so it definitely holds up all the heavy equipment I use for the season, so cannot complain with that. Everything on here is equipment defender. This was a trailer, as well as that trailer over there, that I purchased whenever I bought out a local landscaping company, so this came with it, and a bunch of the equipment as well that we're about to go over. This gas tank right here is used for regular gas, which I've rarely used that. That's straight emergency gas if I need to get into it. I always just keep my stuff filled up. That car sounds gnarly. Mixed gas, this thing's amazing because you can drop the hose down, you can put your weed eater under there, and then put this gauge down and fill up what you need. Ryobi electric backpack sprayers. These are pretty amazing because I went from doing manual sprayers, which I'm sure everyone does, to these electric backpack sprayers, and they are amazing. I will say, if you do buy these, just go ahead and gut it and do what I'm about to show you. Take out these OEM stock hoses that are on the sprayers and go get you about, I believe this is about 4.5 feet of 5/8 inch poly tubing from my local hardware store, and I just replaced it. And it shouldn't dry rot near as bad as the black hosing, especially if you leave these out here on the sun like I do on these racks. That's the only way that they're going to get nasty. What else do we have here? These dudes are going slow. We've got the back of the trailer. This is a sign that I got made at my local vinyl store. Made it really well, so if people are tailgating me too hard like they always do, at least they can scan the code and get a quote. Over here to the money-making accessories. These two right here are game changers. These are the steel backpack, I cannot talk, man. The steel backpack BR800C blowers side start. Side start is the absolute way to go. I had a Echo, I don't even know the model, it's been a while since I've used it, but an Echo backpack, and it was a set on the ground and yank start it. But side start's nice. You just throw them on, get the start going from your hip, and you just can't beat it. Especially if a client comes out to talk to you or something, you're able to kill the blower, talk to them, and then once you're done talking, you don't have to take the blower off, put it on the ground, start it. All you have to do is just pull it from the side and you're good to go. But these are both equipped, so are the sprayers, both equipped with the equipment defender racks as well. I don't necessarily leave my equipment out on the trailer, except for during this rainstorm, because I had some weird things pop up today that I need to address, and I threw some trash bags on top of these just to keep them from getting wet. But that was I don't usually keep everything on the trailer. I always put it up, but these are nice to have if you're at a property or you're doing your routes and you go in for lunch. You at least know all your equipment's going to be there whenever you get out. So under this little makeshift dry rotted sack is about 1,000 yards of, I don't know exactly the diameter, but it is super thick weed eater string, and it shreds through pretty much anything. It's amazing. You can get that for quite literally like 40 bucks, and it'll last you like an entire season if you're just rocking by yourself, for sure. But if you're rocking 2 people, honestly, it'll still probably last you an entire season. So this right here, equipment defender rack as well. This is the 3 tower situation. I do believe they sell the 2, but the trailer that I bought from my buddy came with 3. Can't beat it. I have plenty of weed eaters to keep it stacked out, if I wanted to. But what are we rocking with here? This is the weed eater that I've always ran. If you're like starting out, go to your local, Home Depot or Mower store and get the SRM 225. It's pretty budget friendly. I know at a point whenever these things break down, you've pretty much already made all your money using that weed eater. If you're like me, you know what your local like mechanic shops charge to fix some sort of little carbureted motor like this, and it pretty much is just worth your money, time, and just the headache just to go and buy you a new one of those. So these are pretty good because once they break, you kind of just dispose and go buy you a new one and you're off to the races again. But this monster is the Echo SRM 2620s. I think I have 3 of those total. I only keep 1 on the trailer. If I have a hand with me, we obviously keep this whole thing loaded out with those 2620s, but that thing's a beast. And I highly recommend that weed eater if you have yards that really require a lot of weed eating, or if you have a cleanup job that just requires a bunch of torque from a weed eater to knock out a bunch of dead shrubs and everything. The 2620s are the absolute way to go. If I'm doing a smaller residential property, especially my weekly properties that I maintain, the little small weed eater, it's light, it's nimble, and it gets the job done because that property is pretty much maintained. Annie, what else do we have here? Okay, we have the accessory rack by the Equipment Defender as well. I've actually never used any of this stuff in here since I bought out that other business, but I'm sure it is handy. I honestly don't even know how it works. Oh, I understand now. I understand how it works. So these are, so I have a 2620 what am I trying to say, weed eater that has the, it's a utility weed eater, so it has all the extensions and everything you can add on to it. Hedge trimmer, we got a brush blade, and then the edger blade as well. Fun fact, I've used a blade edger one time in my life and I hated it, and I've never used it since. So little fact about it. Got all the utility things we need. I can pretty much do any job with everything on here, especially a insane pry bar for flipping limbs whenever they show up on properties that the property owner needs it cleaned up. Toolbox that's got all of the goodies in it, especially a electric air pump. If you don't have one of those little handheld air pumps, Ryobi sells them, DeWalt, all the tool makers sell them. Get you one of those, keep it on you in case you have a tire that loves to keep going consistently flat like this one. You can always just air it up right before you're ready to go hit your routes. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the setup. We'll get the mowers out and then we'll talk about the mowers here in a sec. All right, now for the mowers. We'll start off from least used to most used. So we have the Gravely Proton 160. This is a 60-inch ZTR sit-on, obviously, that's powered by the Kawasaki 23.5 horsepower FX 730V. Am I right? Oh my God, I'm good at it. I've used this mower twice now since I bought it, and it's pretty good. I mean, I'd rather be on stand-on mowers. I'll kind of get in that in a second, but it's pretty good. It does everything it needs to do. It's got about almost 500 hours on it. It's got the quick shoot system. This thing has been through hell and back, but it is what it is. It gets the job done. It allows me to mow the bigger properties that I have and get them done quicker. Next up, we have, I bought this middle of last season in June. This is the World Lawn 32-inch stand-on mower. It's the Venom series. It is powered by a it's either 18 or 18.5 horsepower Kawasaki FS 600V carbureted engine. And this thing's a little beast. It is giddy. If you think the World Lawns are cheap like I did before I bought it, and if you think 18 horsepower isn't enough to power a 32-inch mower, you're so wrong. It is insane how much torque this thing can put out to the blades. It's just insane. So if you're looking for a little 32-inch and you want to save some money, go snag you one of these. Both of these, this mower and that mower, both have the Ballard blockers. They're very nice. You're in small properties that you don't want to get grass on the side of their house, don't want to throw things at their cars, stuff like that. Definitely invest in some of those. They run sales maybe 2 or 3 times a year, and they're normally $300, and sometimes they sell them at $200. So whenever they went on sale for Christmas, I went ahead and bought me 2 of these as a package. Next up, my pride and joy, the money-making machine, the Bobcat ZS4000 52-inch stand-on mower. This is where the price tag comes into effect, but you do get to enjoy the luxury of electric fuel injection instead of carbureted like pretty much every other mower. EFI is just now starting to enter in the market for these nicer model mowers, and this thing is powered by the FT 730V Kawasaki motor with 26 horsepower. I had a Skag 61-inch. It was a Skag V-Ride 2 61-inch, and it was powered by the 38 horsepower motor, and it was insane how much power that thing, it wouldn't bog down. I think you could probably run this tree over and it probably wouldn't bog down. It was just insane, but I sold it because I knew I could get a pretty good dollar for it and be able to reinvest in some other equipment for the company. So this is the mower that I use the most. I bought this middle of last season as well whenever I decided to get off of the sit-down ZTR mowers. and I've yet to regret it. I've got about to be 150 hours on this thing. I don't even think that one's over 20. And like I said, that one's been through it, has about 500 hours. So yeah, cannot beat it. That's pretty much the equipment I'm rolling with for this season. Probably gonna, if I can hopefully get rid of that gray wheel over there and get me a stand-on either World Lawn Venom 61-inch or a Bobcat 61-inch, just kind of whatever my dealer of choice has in stock is probably what I'll go with. But for now, I'm just gonna kind of rock with this setup for the season, see how it goes, see if I can maybe pick me up a hand to help me out whenever summertime gets around, but not overcomplicating it, just doing what makes me the money and being consistent with it. So yeah, that is the 2025 lawn care setup for Yard Dog Lawn and Lights here in Longview, Texas. And yeah, let's see how it goes this year. Thanks for watching.